First thing I would advise is that cryptocurrency is too broad of a categorization. I don't see any market proven utility to any other crypto asset other than Bitcoin. As I said earlier, I hold 100% Bitcoin. Very easy to be bullish these other coins in a bull market. But if you've lived through an entire Bitcoin cycle or two, as I have, you'll see these other coins, which many Bitcoiners affectionately call shit coins, decline 99+% or disappear entirely. So
they have their moment in the sun.
Yeah, well, they run very hot alongside Bitcoin, and they're benefiting a lot from Bitcoin's growth because people are reallocating gains, and there's very low liquidity, so they have very sharp price movements up and down. My general advice is that the way I like to describe it is that we have Bitcoin, which again we said is like the internet of money. It is an internet protocol, just an open source internet protocol for moving economic value, just like we move information with TCP/IP or HTTP. That's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is just the latest layer in the internet, is maybe a simple way to think about it. All of the other crypto assets are copy paste of Bitcoin's code to either try and compete with it directly as money, which I think is kind of a fool's errand for a number of reasons, or they're trying to address other market use cases. And that entire domain, so there's Bitcoin and there's maybe 20,000 other alternative crypto assets. I consider that to be liquid venture capital subjected to little, if any, due diligence. So maybe 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 are successful. Maybe there's a lot of upside, but picking winners is very difficult. There's a ton of risk, a ton of technical risk, ton of counterparty risk, ton of regulatory risk. Whereas Bitcoin only needs to do what it has been doing perfectly for 13 years. Right? It doesn't need to do anything new. No unsolved computer science problems. The regulatory ceiling is pretty clear with Bitcoin. It's been classified in a lot of countries. And if it does just that, it just turns out a new block every 10 minutes and adheres to a supply cap of 21 million, then Bitcoin is competing to be global money, which is like a $250 trillion asset class, depending on how you look at it. You call it global store value. Bitcoin's $1.2 trillion today. That's a 200 to 250x upside with, very low technical risk, very low regulatory risk, and no counterparty risk, frankly, if you hold your own keys. So that's why I'm just focused on Bitcoin.